Dear students, welcome back after a long break to my new lecture or new lesson for the subject of accounting for the chapter of trial balance. This is the lesson number 1 for this chapter. This class is applicable for class 9 business studies, class 10 business studies, and also for class 11 business studies students. This is Mahmoud Hussain, lecturer in accounting, English medium morning shift, Raja Gupta Model College, Dhaka. Dear students, this is the first lecture for trial balance. So, beginning time of trial balance, you have to know what is trial balance, what is the object of trial balance, what is the rules and regulation or procedure of preparation at trial balance, what is the limitation of trial balance, and so on. Now, it is time to take your accounting practice copy for writing my new lesson. Dear students, I think you are ready to take my new lecture for the chapter of trial balance. This is a very, very important chapter for your classes or for your syllabus. Trial balance is the fourth stage of modern accounting cycle. This is another name is summarization of recording process or testing the arithmetical accuracy of accounts means trial balance. Dear learners, I think you have taken your accounting practice copy for writing my new lecture. Now you can go for second slide. What is trial balance? In general sense, the proof of the equality of debit and credit balances of all accounts is called a trial balance. In general sense, the proof of the equality of debit and credit balances of all accounts is called a trial balance. In broad sense, a trial balance is a list or statement or a schedule of all debit and credit balances extracted from the ledger, that is asset, liability, equity, revenue and expenses, including the balances of cash and bank on a particular date. I repeat again the definition of trial balance. In broad sense, a trial balance is a list or statement or a schedule of all debit and credit balances extracted from the ledger, including the balance of cash and bank on a particular date. Dear students, the definition of trial balance you have to write. Learning outcomes of trial balance. Learning outcomes of this chapter. Be able to test the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. Some moments ago I have already said another name of trial balance is the testing the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. Second one, learning outcomes. Be able to know the errors of recording process. Number 3, be able to open suspense account for making agreement between the balances temporarily. Number 4, be able to find out the asset, liability, revenue, expense items. Another outcomes may be able to find out the capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, capital receipt, revenue receipt, capital income, and deferred revenue expenditure. Dear learners, I think you have written the definition of trial balance. Concept of trial balance. A trial balance is prepared to test the arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts. A trial balance is prepared to test the arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts. It is not an account, it is a statement. It is also neither a journal, nor a ledger, nor any essential part of accounting process. It is not a compulsion to prepare. Trial balance is simply by a list of debit and credit balances of ledger accounts. Dear students, this is the very important topics. Concept of trial balance. A trial balance is prepared to test the arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts. It is not an account, it is a statement. It is also neither a journal nor a ledger nor as in any essential part of accounting process. It is not a compulsion to prepare. Trial balance is simply a list of debit and credit balances of ledger account. Format of a trial balance. It has 5 columns. First column is serial number of accounts. Second column is account title. Third column is ledger folio, that is reference column. Fourth column is debit balance taka. Fifth column is credit balance taka. You are watching in the app. In the downstairs of this page, a trial balance format is given below. Serial number, account title, serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. Account title, cash, bank, loan, capital, salary, etc. LF, that is ledger folio or reference column, debit taka and credit taka. The last one is total of debit and credit. In all time, total amount of debit is equal to total amount of credit. If it is not agreed, then the suspense account to be opened for equalizing or for agreement of two balances. Dear learners, now object of trial balance. Number 1, to implement the double entry system, to test the arithmetical accuracy. Third one, to verify the debit and credit. Number 4, to bring together all the balances in one place. Number 5, to discover the mistake or errors. Number 6, saving the time and labor. Number 7, dependable information. Number 8, control the information. Number 9, compare to others. Number 10, preparation of financial statement or final account. 10 objects of trial balance are given. To implement the double entry system, to test the arithmetical accuracy, to verify the debit and credit, to bring together all the balances in one place, to discover the mistake or errors, saving the time and labor, dependable information, control the information, compare to others, preparation of financial statement or final account. Now, this is the very important topics. Procedure of preparing a trial balance, taking ledger balances into consideration. Dear students, for solving this math, that is trial balance, you have to know what is the procedure of preparing a trial balance, taking ledger balances into consideration. General items or general rules for preparation of trial balance. Number one, all the assets are debit. That is cash, bank, goodwill, accounts receivable, etc. All assets. It is in our textbook, totally 4 assets are available in a business. The fixed asset, long-term investment, current assets, and fictitious asset. That is, all types of assets are debit balance shows. Number 2, all the liabilities are credit. That is, bank overdraft, loan, accounts payable, etc. Dear students, 2 types of liabilities are available in a business: the current liabilities and long-term liabilities. So all types of liabilities are credit in a trial balance. Number 3, all the expenses are debit. That is wages, salary, opening stock, purchase, etc. All the expenses, that is all kinds of revenue expenditure are debit. Expenses are many types. Then direct expenses, indirect expenses, operating expenses, non-operating expenses, other expenses, accidental loss, etc. So number 3 is all types of expenses are debit in all time in trial balance. Number 4, all the revenues are credit. That is sales, interest received, commission received, etc. Revenues types are direct revenue, indirect revenue or indirect income, direct revenue or income, non-operating income. So all types of revenues or incomes are credited in all time in trial balance. These are the general rules of preparing a trial balance. Now you have to know contra accounts. What balance to be shown in contra accounts in a trial balance? Number 1, contra asset is credit. Some moments ago I have already said all types of assets are debit, but all types of contra asset is credit, such as accumulated depreciation, provision for bad debt, discount reserve on notes receivable. Number 2, contra liability is credit. From the general items, all the types of liabilities are credit, but contra liability is debit. For example, discount reserve on accounts payable. Number 3, contra expenses is credit. All types of expenses are debit, but contra expense is credit. Example, purchase return, purchase discount. Number 4, contra revenue is debit. All types of revenues are credit, but contra revenue is debit. Example, sales return, sales discount. Dear learners, I think you are writing in your accounting practice copy for your betterment, for learning, for preserving for future. Now, prepaid or advance on unearned items. All the prepaid or advance expenses are debit. All expenses debit. So at this moment I am saying all the prepaid or advance expenses is also debit. For example, prepaid wages, advance salary, deferred advertisement, etc. Number 2, all the unearned or advance revenues are credit. Some moments ago you have already heard all the revenues are credit. Now I am saying all the advance income or unearned income or revenues are credit also. For example, advance commission received, unearned apprenticeship premium, etc. Another rules for procedure of preparing a trial balance: due items or outstanding items, payable or receivable or accrued items. Number 1, all the due or payable expenses are credit. All types of expenses are debit, but all types of due or unpaid or payable expenses are credit, such as due wages, salary payable, rent outstanding, etc. Number 2, all the accrued receivable revenues are debit. Dear learners, all the revenues are credit, but all the accrued or receivable income or revenue in all time is debited. For example, accrued commission, interest receivable, outstanding apprenticeship premium, etc. Another rules for procedure of preparing a trial balance: all types of reserves or provision or allowance credit. For example, general reserve, reserve for bad debt or provision for bad debt or allowance for bad debt, reserve fund, pension fund, depreciation reserve or depreciation provision, etc. Another rules for betterment: all types of losses debit. Dear students, all types of expenses are debit. Now all types of losses are also debited. For example, goods lost or cash lost or any kinds of asset lost, that is debited. Cash stolen, goods stolen, or any kind of property stolen, then it is debited. Miscreants, it is also one kind of loss that is debited. Depreciation, one kind of written down value of tangible fixed asset. This item is also for all time is debited. Written off or amortization, this amount is to be charged on intangible fixed asset. This item is also is debited. Bad debt, which is irrecoverable from customer or debtors. Bad debt is all time is debited. Destroyed by fire or rain or accident, any kind of destroyed goods or cash, that is losses, that is debited. Loss on sale of fixed asset, when fixed asset sold, then if it is incurred on loss, then it is debited. Or loss on sale of investment, this item is also is debited. Other items for learning, for knowing, for betterment, for preparing a trial balance, you have to know other items. What should I do for preparing a trial balance? Capital in all time credit. Additional capital is also credit. Interest on capital debit, but interest on capital debit. If we take in capital or additional capital is all time credit, but interest on capital debit. Loan, mortgage loan, bank loan, debenture, bond is all time in credited, but interest on loan or mortgage loan or bank loan is debited. Loan credit, interest on loan debit. Another one, due interest on loan, that is interest payable, it is also credited. So at this moment you have to know loan credit, interest on loan debit, but accrued interest on loan credit. Another one, investment or savings paper or postal security paper or commercial paper in all time is debit, but its interest, that is interest on investment or savings paper, is credit. Another item, accrued interest on investment or interest receivable in investment is all time is debited. Note, this is the very important note for you. Generally, opening cash, opening bank, closing stock, opening bank overdraft not included in trial balance if opening current assets and liability changed. I repeat again, in general sense, the following items not included in trial balance: opening cash, opening bank overdraft, and closing stock, that is closing inventory or unsold stock. Another exceptional rules for preparing a trial balance: if adjusted purchase available in the ledger balances, then closing stock and adjusted purchase debited in trial balance, but opening stock, purchase and purchase return not included in trial balance. Another exceptional rules for cost of goods sold: when cost of goods sold available in the ledger balances, then closing stock and cost of goods sold is debited in trial balance, but opening stock, purchase and purchase return and all types of direct expenses not included in trial balance. Another exceptional rules for you: if gross profit available in the ledger balances, then closing stock is debited in trial balance and gross profit is credited in trial balance, but sales return, opening stock, purchase return, wages, duty, that is all types of direct expenses not included in trial balance. Dear students, that's all for being today. Thank you very much, dear learners. I think you will be very, very satisfied for watching or for hearing this lecture. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.